Welcome to Mechanic Diesel, week 35, part 1. Topics to be covered are number 1, fuel tanks and fuel pipes, number 2, fuel filter, number 3, fuel feed pump, number 4, fuel injection pump. Introduction. Fuel tank. The fuel tank is provided for storing diesel required for running the engine. It is constructed of either pressed sheet metal with welded seams and special coating to prevent corrosion or fiberglass reinforced plastic materials. Parts of the fuel tank: filler, neck and cap, baffle, fuel gauge sensing unit, filter, sediment bowl and drain plug. Fuel pipe. Fuel pipe between the fuel tank and the feed pump is called suction pipe. The pipes between fuel injection pump and the injectors are called high pressure pipes. An overflow pipe is provided on fuel filter bowl and injectors to supply excess fuel back to fuel tank. Fuel filter. Need of fuel filter. Effective filtering of fuel. Oil is most important for long trouble-free functioning of the engine. Diesel fuel while transporting and handling has chances of getting contaminated by water, dirt, bacteria and wax crystals. Dirt is the worst enemy of the fuel injection equipment. Types of fuel filter system. There are two types of fuel filtering system. Number 1, single filter system. Number 2, two-stage filter system. In a single filtering system, one single filter assembly is used in between feed pump and fuel pump. The single filter in this system is capable of separating dirt from fuel. In a two-stage filter system, the primary filter, as shown in figure, is used for filtering large solid contaminants, and most of the water in the fuel is also removed by this filter. The secondary filter is made of a paper element. This filter controls the size of the particles allowed to pass into the fuel injectors. It also separates any water that might have passed through the primary filter. Fuel filter element. A paper element is most suitable because important properties which determine filter quality, such as pore size and pore distribution, can be effectively maintained. Coil type paper filter inserts are wound around a tube and neighboring layers are glued together at the top and bottom. Cloth type filter inserts are used for primary stage filtration. In this, the fuel flows radially from outside to inside. Bleeding of the fuel system. Bleeding is the process by which air which is present in the fuel system is removed. Air locking in the fuel system will result in erratic running of the engine and may result in stopping of the engine. Diesel fuel water separator. A fuel water separator is a device that works to ensure clean fuel is delivered to the engine. The fuel water separator is a small filtering device used to remove water from the diesel fuel before it reaches to the sensitive parts of the engine. Fuel water separator filter. Fuel water separator filter. Components of fuel water separator filter provide a better way to filter fuel, and it have twist fuel filter water separating system. Filter, water collection bowl, water drain valve with WIF sensor or threaded part. Benefits: protect engine components, extend equipment life. Features: it is easy to switch over water from fuel. Water separating fuel filter with standard twist and drain. Water collection bowl for easy inspection. Fuel feed pump. A feed pump is usually mounted on the fuel injection pump and is driven by the camshaft of fuel injection pump. It sucks fuel from fuel tank and supplies it to fuel. Construction. The fuel feed pump consists of a barrel, a plunger and a plunger return spring, spindle, roller, tappet, suction and delivery valves, hand primer and pre-filter. Working. The feed pump plunger, as shown in figure, is driven by the cam provided on the fuel injection pump camshaft. When the plunger moves downwards by means of roller tappet and pressure spindle, a portion of the fuel present in the suction chamber is delivered through the pressure valve to the pressure chamber, and the plunger spring compressed in an intermediate stroke. Towards the end of the stroke, the spring loaded pressure valve closes again. portion of the fuel present in the pressure chamber is thereby delivered to the fuel injection pump through filter. However, fuel is sucked simultaneously from the fuel tank to the suction chamber through the primary filter provided in the feed pump and suction valve. Hand priming device. The hand priming device is screwed into the feed pump above the suction valve. When the engine is at rest, with the aid of the hand priming device, fuel can be pumped from the fuel tank through the filter to the FIP. Preliminary strainer. The preliminary strainer is usually attached to the feed pump. The function of the preliminary strainer is to prevent the corrosive impurities at a very early stage. Thank you. We will be continuing in part 2.